Hello, good evening and welcome to Prime Sports with me, Owuraku Ampofo. We start off with a story that has been catching flames today, and that has to do with Accra Folk, and that's because they have demolished their secretariat at Asylum down here in Accra to pave way for the construction of a state-of-the-art office complex. My colleague Nathaniel Atto was there and put together this report for Joy Sports.
Well, just in case you can't recognize this place, this is that ground that used to house the Accra Ampofo Secretariat. Guess what? A few moments ago, the heavy-duty equipment came in here and raised down all of this. Well, what is going to happen is that over the next 12 months, heavy construction will go on here, and the eventual product will be the new clubhouse and administrative block and structure of Accra Ampofo, Ghana's oldest existing football club. Well, it is expected that the work will be expedited so that the administrative staff and all others who would need to use this place can come in and get work done and get it done effectively. So what can we say? All the best to every single person who's going to come in here as a mason, as a foreman, as an architect, as an engineer, to ensure that Ghana gets one of the finest and most befitting club secretariats you can find anywhere in the world. For now, I'm going to have to head back to the studio, but we'll leave the work for the technocrats so that they can continue doing all of this and make this flat ground for the actual foundation to be dug. What can we say at this time? Phobia Masters. My name is Nathaniel Atto. Back to you in the studio.
Well, thank you very much, Nathaniel. And we still stay on the Continental Club Masters, and that's because board member of the club, Vincent Soa Odote, has revealed players and officials of the club will undergo further tests on Tuesday to ascertain the recovery level of the team after suffering strange illness.
There's an outbreak of swine flu in our team, which has affected majority of our players, some technical staff, and a few of the management as well. Presently, we have engaged the Ghana Health Service have stepped in. They've done a preliminary test on some of them. Then medication has been prescribed for team. We are supposed to have another test tomorrow to see to ascertain where exactly we are with the recovery. So we hope that after tomorrow we'll be able to know exactly, the Ghana Health Service will be able to tell us exactly where we are. I'm sure you know that in the meantime they've asked that all our matches are cancelled.
Yes.
And given a 7-day rest initially, and then after the assessment, and they will advise the FA and act accordingly. So that is where we are at the moment.
Does the club have an idea of what happened?
Not at all. We don't really know how this thing originated. No, we don't have an idea at all.
So how many players and how many officials are currently unavailable?
Well, as of last week, virtually the whole playing body were affected. And then a majority of the technical staff, and then two or more of the management, those involved management. Presently today, I've checked with the team, and most of them are beginning to feel well.
Okay.
But they are still on the medication. And then, as I said, tomorrow, the Ghana Health Service, who, let me say, have been very, very helpful, and we are very grateful for their intervention. We engage us again to do some more tests on our team, and then that will inform us exactly how to proceed.
Well, we'll be keeping you updated on how that story goes when the players do take their test on Tuesday. But let's do athletics now, where President of Ghana Athletics, Ababu Afali-Bik, has described the CAA Region 2 Athletics Championships as a success. Ghana won 44 medals in the Under-18 and Under-20 event, which served as qualifiers to the Under-20 World Athletics Championships to be staged in Colombia. He believes the athletes have shown that they have the potential.
Thank you. The event has been very successful, and I'm very glad that as the president of GA, I've been able to organize such a successful event. And you will see that the performance has been good. Athletes have performed their best, and the Ghanaian athletes have given us a run for our money. And I know that with the level of performance that they have put up, we'll have to really work hard to ensure that we maintain them at that level, to develop them to higher levels, because they have put up a very spirited performance, and it is now the duty of we as GA to bring them together and get very good coaches to handle them in their training, so that they will be able to train well and then perform at the international level and give us laurels. But the whole tournament or the whole competition has been a successful one, and I'm very pleased about it.
Well, back to football. Ahead of their club's Legend Tour to Ghana in June this year, Chief Managing Officer of Dortmund, Carsten Kramer, has revealed the secret behind their successful youth policy. The likes of Ousmane Dembele, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Jadon Sancho, and new Manchester City signing Erling Haaland are some of the big players who exploded at Dortmund. Carsten Kramer has been speaking to Joy Sports' George Addo Jr.
Let's crack this a bit, because no matter how we look at it, Haaland is one of the biggest stories.
He won't be able to join. He's still not a legend. Maybe after his career.
No, he's not coming. But it's still a big thing.
He's
huge.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Yeah.
Cool guy, yes. Yeah. So let's talk about how you guys are constantly able to produce youngsters the world is chasing. And this is happening every other year. So there's a young man that you go for, and the world will chase, and you give when you decide to give. What's happening?
That's the negative aspect, that everyone is chasing the player after he's joining Dortmund. But on the other hand, it's also a kind of compliment for our scouts that we always scouted players who might be interesting for other clubs. Well, it's part of our DNA that we won't hire stars, but we will make young players to stars. The young guys know that they get some chances, real chances, serious chances to play on pitch, which is important for them. You just might take notice that Jamie Bino-Gittens, a new under 18 years old guy, got the opportunity to play on the pitch for the first 11. Dortmund is not only telling young player stories and promises, we fulfill the expectation, because Christian Pulisic, Jadon Sancho, Dembele, all the young ones, they got the possibility to play, and that's important for the guys. And Jude Bellingham is making the next step in a black and yellow shirt, and that's, I guess, one of the reasons that the player trusts us.
Did the Haaland explosion happen too early, or everything is pretty much on paper? It's rolled just as you expected it to.
Well, when you hire a guy like Erling, you always have an expectation, and we never hire players with a 50-50 probability that they will perform. When we hire them, we are almost convinced by 100% that the guys will make it, and usually we do not really fail. So we have a high percentage that our expectations will be fulfilled, and when we signed Erling, we were fully convinced that he will perform, and he did. He scored 83 goals in 88 games. What a performance.
Well, let's do some boxing now, where Joshua Boache cleared the way for a world light heavyweight title shot after claiming a point win over Craig Richards in London. Boache, an Olympic bronze medalist in Rio 2016, dominated the early stages and then fended off a big comeback by Richards to claim a 116-112, 115-113, 115-113 unanimous verdict. The world title hopeful is pleased with his performance. Well, before we go, let's just get you on the knowing on how to follow us on Joy Sports. You can just go to social media and follow our handles at Joy Sports, GH, across Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also follow the latest news on our website, myjoyonline.com/sports. My name is Owuraku Ampofo. We'll be back again tomorrow, same time, to bring you the latest in